Debt doesn't disappear. Sometimes it just gets a new paint color. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Somebody that is trying to take a negative equity and roll it into another car. We're going to talk about home ownership and how some people can't afford it in today's economy. And we're going to talk about the American dream. Welcome back to the channel. My name is MJ. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification. Hype the video. Watch the full video. Let's dive straight in.
Calling a customer on a 2023 Dodge Charger RT.
Well, I owe 53 on it, which I know is higher than what, you're going to be able to get for an RT. And just kind of seeing what the offer would be. If I get rid of it, I'd want to get into a Scat.
You want to trade it in for a Scat Pack, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. How many miles are on the Charger right now?
11,010.
All right, just put 11,000. Auto check, see if there's anything on there. One owner, cool, no accidents, awesome. So you owe $53,000 on the car. How much is the monthly payment?
800.
And how much is insurance on the car?
300.
All right, so you're about, what, $1,100 a month on this car?
Yeah.
All right, cool. And your credit score?
I'm 670.
And your income?
3.
3,000 a month?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. With 11,000 miles, it being clean title and no accidents, I probably can offer you about 33.5. Right now, retailing those probably like 36 or 37. You're not that far away, so shipping wouldn't be that much. If you owe 53,000 and I offer you 33.5, you have about $20,000 in negative equity. Do you have any money down to pay that down off or no?
No, sir.
Okay, so you zero money down.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult for me to do something like that, man. I can't roll over
Yeah.
20 on a Scat Pack. Can you get any money down?
I mean, we just have to throw a number out there. What would be the ideal?
If you can get 10,000 down, I could probably roll over the other 10 on a Scat.
And what year Scat would we be talking about?
Probably 2021 and up. It's not that far off from what you got right now.
Right, so I need about 10K and then give you a call back.
About $10,000, and I'd be able to get you financed and roll over to a different car.
And what would the payment look like?
Probably around the same, man. I mean, it's going to be probably between 700 to 800. It's going to be right around there, to be honest.
Okay, all right, thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Talk to you soon.
It is never a smart idea to finance a car at 50,000 and above. It's just not smart, right? And that's how people turn a bad financial decision into a financial trap. You make $3,000 a month. 33% of your income goes to a car. We're not even talking about cost of ownership, repairs, maintenance. And we know that these cars, Mopars, have a reliability issue. Most of them are not reliable, especially a Scat Pack is not reliable. I love the car. It's nice. Horsepower, but it's not reliable. Electric issues. I could keep going, but I don't want to bore you with that info, right? And the negative equity isn't the problem. Refusing to accept the loss is, though. And a lot of people think upgrading fixes their payment. Most of the time, it just hides yesterday's mistake inside tomorrow's loan. On top of that, people trade bad loans for bigger loans. The new debt feels like a movement to them. But admitting the mistake feels like defeat. So they don't want to accept that reality that they've created for themselves. I understand the frustration, but if you have no money down, it's best for you to just accept the car, accept the loss, pay this thing off. Wealth isn't built by escaping bad decisions. It's built by recovering from them. And sometimes the smartest financial move is just driving the car you already have, even when you don't want to.
What's your thoughts on buying a house?
I think it can be a part of your financial picture if it's really important to you. Is it necessarily always a genius financial move? No. Sometimes it is. People ask me this question all the time. They're like, do I have to buy a house? Do I have to buy a house? Do you want a house? Because to make the closing costs and the fixed costs make sense, you have to be in that home for 5 to 7 years. Are you expanding your family in the next 5 to 7 years? Because that 3-bedroom apartment or that 3-bedroom, condo may not work if you pop out twins, because one of those bedrooms is now being used as a home office and now you don't have enough room. So we're about to get another place. You're going to just take an L on that. Or, you are in your late 20s. Are you going to buy a home in the major metro that you currently live in? Oh, but by the way, you just got an incredible job opportunity at work, and now you get to relocate to London. What are you doing with that house? That's a burden. If you have any sort of uncertainty in your life, if you have any desire to be mobile, I wouldn't buy. But if you're ready to put down roots, if things are generally pretty settled in your life, it might be time to consider.
Sometimes what happens is we have this narrative that we need to buy a house, so we're just stuck in what our parents were doing and our parents say to us.
Yeah, houses were also $4.
And people don't like the idea of renting because they think they're wasting money. I think renting is a really smart move sometimes.
Yeah, when you're renting, the apartment or wherever you're renting is someone else's problem.
Everything she said, I agree. I think we have the same mindset on that, right? And this is the reason why you shouldn't demonize something, right? Because you might be missing a blessing that is beneficial for you at a time or stage in your life that you so desperately need. I never demonize homeowners, right? And I never demonize renters. I'm a renter. I'm renting because financially it makes sense to me. I want to build some sort of a financial foundation. I want to make money. I want to put my savings higher. So then eventually I can buy a house outright, or I can just put 75% of the house down and then I have 25% to finance. That's just me though, right? Because I hate for the bank to be the middleman. I like to get them out. Because I think that once you become a homeowner, it is never a mutually beneficial relationship, because at the end of the day, they're taking money from you and everything else you're paying for. You could wipe away your emergency fund and your savings for an emergency repair. But when you rent, right, that's not my business. You're going to have to fix it, or else I will withhold rent. And if you want to take me to court, you could do that, right? So for young people, I think it's best for them to build a financial foundation so they can literally equip with themselves to have money and emergency things set aside, so they're not in a situation of being house poor. We have a house poor pandemic right now. People can't afford anything. Property taxes are higher than they've ever been, right? Insurance is also higher. Things are just expensive, right? Lumber is expensive. These companies are now gouging people for repairs. A door to fix something is like, you might as well sell your arm. That's what it is. So it's best for you to set something before you become a homeowner. All right. And at the end of the day, people like to demonize renters as, you're making your landlord richer. You're making the bank richer. And all the money that you're putting down, let's say it's $2,500 a month, only $400 of that goes to the principal. Majority of it is interest. It is not a good beneficial situation if you cannot afford it. I know the banks have convinced people, have brainwashed people that home ownership is the metric of success. But that's not how things are. If you can't afford the house, it is their success and your downfall.
A lot of dealerships are in trouble, man. Here's why. Most of the floors are filled with guys that have been selling cars 5-6 years or less. At the most 5-6 years, right? Most less. And that's COVID days. They don't know what pre-COVID days is, when you got to grind to close a car deal, when you got to go triple net, hold back, and you're going into all of your costs to close a car deal and fighting for car deals. What they're not used to is having that grind. They're used to customers coming in and, you know, buying whatever you have available, or if you don't have it available, putting the order in and paying MSRP, paying the sticker. And the mindset then was, hey, if you don't pay for it, no problem, somebody else will, on to the next one. But that ain't flying these days. You got to be willing to grind for your deals. Now, I'm not saying every deal should be a mini, but old school days, you sell everybody. Some's going to be high, some's going to be low, some's going to be in the middle. But you need to be fighting for every deal that's not closing on your first pencil. That's the difference. And if these sales guys don't get that in their head, that you got to fight for these deals, it's not COVID days, they're in trouble.
Let's be real. Me personally, I know you guys have families to feed. I know you guys have families that you need to take care of. But at the end of the day, the same people that you guys rob, manipulate, finesse, trick, also have families that depend on the cars that you guys are selling, that are, number one, overpriced, and number two, are putting in bad deals on top of the contract so people can finance. You guys make money from the buy rate and the contract rate. That commission is yours. So if you run a person's credit and you get 5%, you're going to give the person 10%. And then that 5% you've made as a profit, right? That's why financing makes the most money. Also, if I want to come in and say I'm a cash buyer, right, you're going to make the car more expensive. You're not going to negotiate with me on a car that's already overpriced. You guys have metrics. You guys have systems, plans. You guys have this manipulative tactic to always undermine the buyer. People don't feel good leaving the dealership. And I understand you're feeding your family, but that person is also trying to feed his family, and you're giving a bad deal that has now messed up their finances. I understand that's their choice, but you didn't have to do all that. There's a morality compass that you have to do, so you win. I want you guys to fail. Listen, I want us to go straight to the manufacturer. We want to cut the middleman out. The banks and the dealerships are in cahoots, so they can rob you guys. And are you telling me these people can't make money? Oh, they're in COVID days? COVID days, people were making money, though. COVID days, people were getting stimulus checks. People were getting, unemployment checks. Now, it's not that time. People are struggling. People can't put food on the table, groceries. I want you guys to fail. I don't care about no dealership struggling. You guys are bad for business. You're the middleman. We want to take you out.
Okay, I have to know, how much credit card debt do you have? We have
You
0.
nosy as hell, and also good for you. I like that.
I keep seeing all these TikToks about how much debt people have, and I am like, what are you doing, girlfriend? We have a home loan, and that is it. We built our house in 2021, and I think we have less than $200,000 left on our home loan. We both have brand new cars, like 2024 or 2025 cars, 0 in car payments. And I just need to know, like, how much do you have in debt? I think social media is kind of hurting us and making us go more in debt, because I know myself, I see someone with something new or something doing something, I'm like, ooh, I kind of need that, or I kind of want it, when it hadn't even been a thought in my mind until I saw someone post about it. And I think that's crazy. But I don't know how people are out here doing life with all this credit card debt. Like, I am so incredibly stressed if I don't pay my credit card off before the payment date, so it says I have 0 balance for the whole entire month. Let me know. How much debt do you
Number
got?
one, you nosy as hell. That's number one. Number two, congratulations on your financial success and your financial habits and decision making. You guys are really living a good life. I see that you guys have a combined income of $350,000. When you do have a combined income of $350,000 and you take good care of it, this is the result of it. Almost being done with your mortgage and having 2 cars that are paid off. This video was a flex on majority of us. People like this are not living in the same economy as most people, right? They're making good financial decisions. They've built a house. They're paying their credit cards off. Most people that make $350,000 are living paycheck to paycheck. Lifestyle creep, lifestyle inflation is destroying them. They have boats. They have the cars. They have the houses. They're taking the vacations. They're in crippling credit card debt. But these are the two spectrums of people making good money. Some people are doing this. Some people are mentioned what I just said. And she also mentioned something that's very clever. She said that social media is the reason why a lot of people are doing it. And she also gets trapped by that decision, but she doesn't indulge in it. And social media has made it very difficult for us to not only compare ourselves. Back in the day, people used to compare themselves to their neighbors. Now you're comparing themselves to strangers that you don't even know. Kids that are the same age of you that are in a different country, different state, different, providence. And you think you're a loser. You think you're defeated. You think you're a bum. So a lot of this spending is ego spending. And a lot of this is derived by this lack of self-being and self-esteem, that we think that these cars and these things should be, financed with credit card debt. Credit card debt is the highest it's ever been, 1.8 trillion. Crazy as hell. People already have student loans. I think student loans are almost at 1.7 trillion. Card debt is almost at like 1.7 trillion. The government damn well is literally in $36 trillion in debt. Everybody's in debt. So, it's okay to feel bad, but it's also important to not feel too bad and have a plan or a focused plan to really try to get out of debt, right? It's never a good thing to be in debt. I was $20,000 in credit card debt, and look at me. With the right plan and the right mindset and not giving a damn about what people think or people buying, 2 years or a year and a half can change your life if you are focused, disciplined, and you try to change your habits. But congratulations to this family, man. 350K, almost paid off their house, fully paid off cars. You can do it too, though.
Left America, spending literally all in every month, had to figure out how to come up with $9,000 every single month, no matter what. I'm 53, I live in Vietnam. I was born and raised in San Diego, California. I live here now, all in, $1,400 a month. Food, rent, electricity, water, Wi-Fi, house cleaning 2 times a month, apartment cleaning 2 times a month.
I like this. He was paying $9,000 a month to live in the United States in San Diego, California, expensive as hell. And now he's paying $1,400, everything included, cleaning included, food, groceries, rent, entertainment. That to me is the American dream. The American dream is not what you've been sold or what you've been tricked to believing, right? You as an American make the highest income or currency compared to anywhere in the world. Now you're supposed to use that money so it could benefit you because you make a lot of money. So if you look at other parts of the world and a lot of people aren't making that much, and if you compare it and you pull up a currency, right, and you save for 3-4 years, do you know how much that would be in a different country? Whatever you save, let's say you save $15,000, you can literally live in another country for 5, 6, 7 years because their currency is not that high. That to me is retirement. See, I'm big on this channel, right? A mindset shift. Because once you think like the masses, you become a sheep. Being stuck as a homeowner when really you're a home borrower, right, for 30 years is not ideal. It's not how a human should be living, right? Only to be retired at 64, 65, for you to now get to enjoy the money you've worked so hard for the past 60 years of your life is not freedom. I'll be honest with you. And if you shift your mind and your mentality and you save, you can even buy a villa somewhere else. You can literally do things that will equip you into retiring way earlier than you've ever thought of. The point of living in the United States is to make the most money you can and then go somewhere else that's way cheaper and retire like that and learn some sort of a skill that you can make money online, and then you can just live off that and not even touch the money that you've saved while you're in the United States. A lot of people are becoming expats. A lot of people are leaving and are more happier, healthier, satisfied. They feel rejuvenated. Their brain is different. Their mental illness has went down. Their mental health has went up, right? This to me is the American dream, right? Not home ownership, not buying cars that are $53,000 like we watched today, but it requires a mental shift. It requires a mindset, that you have to think on your own. And it needs critical thinking and problem solving. Because listen, I have friends that have moved to a different country, started families over there, and they literally just need $500 a month to get by. I'm talking about a nice 2-bedroom house with a pool and everything. So again, everything in life goes back to choices, habits, and decisions. And I've always said that in this channel. But I'm going to end it here. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers. Hype the video for me. Hit the bell notification. I know YouTube sometimes doesn't notify you of my videos. It'll be a great reward to me if you hit the bell notification, hype the video. But with that being said, be good, do good. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.